Hey everybody, I'm Gabe from Best Words Pod. I want to talk about something Senator Mike Lee said today that should send chills down your spine. He said that democracy in and of itself was not the objective. Liberty and prosperity were the objectives. And democracy could in fact impede those objectives. So do we really want senators like Mike Lee telling us what constitutes liberty, Rick Santorum telling us what constitutes liberty? No, we want to be able to vote on it. But you're seeing this on the right a lot. It started with us debating the Electoral College. They'd say, oh, well, we're a republic, not a democracy, as if that defends the Electoral College or has anything to do with it. If you actually look at what these words mean, it has no bearing on the Electoral College. Democracy comes from the Greek, demos kratia, the people decide. Republic comes from Latin, res publicus, the people's entity. They're the same thing. The generally accepted terminology now is that a republic is a democracy whose head of state is not a monarch. So Britain is not a republic because they have a queen. We're a republic. We're both democracies. What the right is really talking about, what really keeps them up at night, is the notion that most votes wins. That's what scares the right wing. They are terrified of what they call the tyranny of the majority. This is breathtakingly stupid and disingenuous. Somebody getting more votes and winning an election is not, by definition, tyranny. Had Hillary Clinton become president because she won the popular vote, that would not have been tyranny. It's tyranny when a political minority group can seize power and suppress the ability to vote of the opposition. What we're seeing right now by Republicans all over the country at the state and federal level, that's tyranny. Most votes wins isn't tyranny. Is tyranny majority a real thing? Yeah, it can be. It can be. And it is almost always Republicans doing it. So the tyranny of the majority is, say, not to pick on Mississippi, but if Mississippi held a plebiscite tomorrow and banned interracial marriage, and the newly crackpotified Supreme Court decided not to strike it down. They decided to overrule Loving versus Virginia and allow Mississippi's ban on interracial marriage. That would be the tyranny of the majority. The majority of the people of Mississippi voted for this ban, but that takes away the rights of people who want to be interracially married. That's the tyranny of the majority. The tyranny of the majority is saying that the Church of Satan can't put up a monument on public grounds when there's Christian Ten Commandments monuments up. That's the tyranny of the majority. The tyranny of the majority is not the most votes wins. The tyranny of the majority is not moves that expand liberty. The tyranny of the majority is when the right wing tries to tell people they can't do something that is in their rights. Most votes wins is not the tyranny of the majority. What Mike Lee is trying to do is lay the philosophical and intellectual groundwork for the coming oligarchic coup. And that sounds crazy, but there's really no other justification for those words. You look at how the federal government is behaving, trying to suppress votes. You look at how state level governments are behaving, trying to make it harder for people to vote, trying to find pretexts to throw out votes. And now you have them taking the mask off and just saying, well, look, democracy's not the point. Liberty and prosperity are, so I guess we got to get rid of democracy. George Bush Jr. had a speechwriter named David Frum who has done a pretty good job redeeming himself in the last few years during the Trump era. And he said that if conservatives are forced to choose between democracy and conservatism, they will abandon democracy and choose conservatism. And we are seeing that play out now.